You're listening to Home Sweet Home with Russ, McClellan, and friends. And here's Russ.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ, McClellan, and friends. And today, everybody, my friend is Monica Bergman. I am so excited that you're here. You're a natural on the radio, by the way. Your story is awesome. Just off air, we were talking about how sometimes adversity breeds clarity, essentially. And you said that you had an accident a few years ago. And just tell what you said, because I think it's important that people have the power to know that things can change within them. Maybe it doesn't take an accident, but maybe tell the story a little bit.
Okay. Well, in 2019, I had a horse riding accident where my face was fractured in 5 places on the left side. And although it was extremely painful, I'll agree, I had to have surgery, an amazing surgeon. You can't even tell it happened, but it was a real struggle. And right away during that journey, I decided to appreciate the fact that I have another chance to live and that I can get through this, and to think of the positive things in my life. And it was really a mindset. I could say, why me? I could be in my suffering and just make everybody else suffer through that. But I just thought, I'm going to carry this on my own shoulders and really think of the positive things. And I'll be honest with you, I recovered faster, I healed quicker, and I just have a positive attitude of everything great that happened because of what didn't happen.
Yeah, that's powerful. And I feel right now there's a lot of people that have a high degree of uncertainty. And that is a human element that most of us like to get under control. We like to be able to have certainty in our lives. And I think what COVID did for a lot of people is it threw that out of balance completely. And there's a lot of people right now listening to this show in real estate wondering, am I going to be able to make it in real estate? I've been adopting new practices. I've been homeschooling my kids. I haven't been able to go to my office. I don't have the energy and enthusiasm that I once did. Maybe your partner or spouse is saying, are you going to make any money? What's the deal here? You should get a job, get a real job. Well, and that's an example of people maybe trying to help you, but they actually are disempowering you from being what you're capable of. And so often we do have to reflect and go, look, if we're not where we want to be, then the first step is to be brutally honest with who we are and what we are. And maybe quit trying to be that version of yourself that you're putting out in social media that is all perfect sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns, when in reality, that's not life, right? Life is at best alphabet soup. You know what I mean? Like, life is life, right? And bad things happen to good people every day. And the reality is we got to tell ourselves a different story of empowerment. And part of that starts with being curious about yourself, right? And what you just outlined was an accident that you wouldn't be able to tell, right? They had your face busted in 5 spots. You can't tell. You can't tell that. So, what an amazing story that you then take that and empower yourself to move forward, and now to see openings and to see things that are possible that maybe you didn't see as clear, and maybe living in the land of gratitude now and letting gratitude take you places that before you weren't as focused on. And now look at you. Here we go. Having fun at Keller Williams. Now, tell me some of the differences about Keller Williams maybe to other real estate companies, just in a general way. What are some of the things that stand out to you?
Well, I would say the number one thing for me is there's always somebody there to reach out to help you. We have our weekly meeting. It's just positive and it's incredible. The way that they show us the things that we can do. It's a team effort. I like to see all the faces on Zoom. I'm surprised still to this day how we're doing everything, but it's pretty incredible. I have so many people to meet. I just think that they share with us, the Keller Williams shares with their people like no other company. They want us to be successful, and they want us to build our lives just like they want to build their lives. And I just think that the generosity is something that you probably won't be able to find in another agency like I found in Keller Williams. I really appreciate who they are and what they stand for.
Yeah, you know what? And that's incredibly put, because I feel the same way about Keller Williams. What Keller Williams is bigger than any one person. It really has nothing to do with anybody by themselves, but it's a collective. And the collective mindset and the collective energy of positivity is powerful. You know, one of the things that I am grateful for is that I have the ability to look back at my life, similar to you in your example of your horse accident. I had the ability in my hometown to have more money than I thought possible, self-made in real estate, and then go bankrupt and lose everything. And then be able to reflect, you know, through the Great Recession, how to pull myself up by my bootstraps, as my pops used to say, you know, quit whining and start working. And then I did a lot of self-reflection on what really makes me tick as an individual, as the designated broker now of Keller Williams and the operating principal of Keller Williams, with my partners, Luke and Sydney, and Kelly, my sister, and all of our partnerships and our agents. And to me, it was what I learned about myself is that money, although I'm not allergic to it, it serves a purpose. When I had the most money I ever thought possible, I was the most miserable. Got a divorce, worked all the time, drank too much, you know, all those things you do when you're dumb, like me, just running and gunning, you know, thinking to myself that, wait a minute, this game, I'm just competitive. I just, you know, and the money was coming. But I finally figured out that for me personally, and it's probably different for every one of us, and there's nothing right or wrong, but for me personally, what turns me on is helping people change their lives. So transforming lives to the life that you want and the life you deserve, using real estate as the vehicle to do that, is my mission statement. And I live it every single day. And I've become a minimalist. So it's even better. Like, I don't need that stuff. Not that I'm allergic to it. I like it. I like money, you know. But I think ultimately where 32 years for me in the same area and doing the same basic real estate game, I've learned a lot. And the most powerful lesson I've learned is that I don't know very much. That is in essence what life has through scar tissue equals wisdom kind of thing. And through failing miserably, but failing forward has taught me is that we have a unique opportunity as realtors in North Central Washington. And let me talk a little bit about that. There's an invasion happening in the nicest sense of the word. But the West is moving east. They've been told they can make money anywhere, and they no longer have to live in the Seattle, Puget Sound area to make that same money. Well, that unlocks 4.2 million people. That's not all going to be good, but it's not all going to be bad either. There's some advantages and disadvantages in everything. But boy, oh boy, we're down 80% in inventory from a year ago. Here we sit. Now maybe that'll change. There's a lot of economists that say a lot of things. In fact, if you can get 2 economists to agree right now on anything, that'll be good. Where do you think we're going to go? Where do you think this 2021 is going to take us the last 2/3 of the year?
Well, I just really believe that right now I have quite a few clients that are going to be ready to list. Everyone's feeling more comfortable. I think there's going to be more inventory with people just really, really wanting to maybe move themselves. Maybe they want to move to a warmer climate. Maybe they want to move out of Washington. I'm not quite sure. But I believe the economy is going to be better. And I don't want anyone to be discouraged, because what I learned, I have a great man in my life that does support me and encourages me. And he's he's amazing. But one of the things he told me is it's about relationships. Don't worry about anything else. You build those relationships. He does call it a pipeline, but it's true. You build the relationships. Maybe somebody doesn't want to buy now. Maybe they don't want to sell now. But you know what? They'll call you up a year and a half later, which just happened to me. And it's just because I do care about my clients and the people that I work with. And building that rapport with them, they will come back to you and things will work out. So you just keep meeting with those people and calling those people and helping them.
Yeah, staying consistent, right? Be there for people. Care about people. Do things that they don't expect. When people need to, let me put it to you this way. I believe that when people, I believe this. You know those moments in time where everybody would not care that you didn't forgive someone because they're like, that person really hurt you. I understand why you're not going to forgive them. And to heck with them. I believe it's in those moments that's when you need to forgive. When everyone else would not expect it. That's leadership. And I think people in general are hungry for positivity. They're hungry for leadership that is selfless. And there is a major difference between leadership that is dominant and selfish versus leadership that is open and transparent and selfless versus selfish. Anyway, we'll be right back with another segment with Monica Bergman.